This morning, we're live on the road in New Bedford, also known as the Whaling City. But have you ever wondered how the city got its nickname? We wanted to find out. So what better place to do that than to go right to the Whaling Museum? Michaela Johnson joining us now live on the road with that fabulous mariner outfit you've got on there. Michaela, good morning.
Good morning to you, Danielle. That's right. I am dressed as a whaling merchant. If you're familiar with the book Moby Dick, Captain Ahab probably wore something similar to what I'm wearing. I'm also holding a real harpoon, for the record. But we're here live at the New Bedford Whaling Museum, and this is a great place for the entire family. Right now, we want to give you a sneak peek inside. Check it out. All hands on deck. It's time to explore the New Bedford Whaling Museum. Full of history, this museum will teach you a lot while having some fun along the way.
Watch out, Herman Melville.
Visitors can explore different exhibits and even hop aboard a whaling vessel.
It's the largest ship model in the world. Was built by the aging shipwrights of New Bedford at the turn of the century, essentially. In 1915, they constructed this.
It was built to honor whaling merchant Jonathan Bourne's favorite and most profitable vessel. The Lagoda is like a giant scale ship in a bottle because the room was built in order to hold it.
And it's completely rigged and ready, and it's even pointing south right out the harbor.
While Jonathan Bourne loved the original, it's obvious that the kids love the replica.
People climb up there, and if they see a whale, they say, "There she blows."
You'd split up and corner the whale into little boats and take it down with harpoons.
What did they use the whales
They
for?
use the whales to get their blubber out so they could use electricity.
But the boat's not all. Look into the mouth of a whale, learn to tie knots like a true sailor, check out some of the gifts that whalers brought home for their wives through the art of scrimshaw.
I don't think I want anyone scraping into my teeth with a needle. Ouch.
And step outside where you can search for the whales on the horizon.
There she blows!
Known as the Whaling City, New Bedford was once the leading whaling port in the country.
New Bedford became the richest city per capita in the United States because of whale oil. Whale oil was the only oil there was to burn, and so we were sort of the OPEC, really, of the 19th century.
Herman Melville, most notably known as the author of Moby Dick, set sail from New Bedford and spent time right across from the Whaling Museum at Seaman's Bethel, which he mentions in the book.
Kind of the slogan of the whalemen were a dead whale or a stove boat. Stove, a Yankee slang for crushed. So it was sort of either the whale was going to get them or they were going to get the whale. So they came here and prayed that they would return.
Skeletons and ships, history and harpoons, you can really make a splash in New Bedford. And right now we're joined by James Russell, who's the president of the museum. Thanks for joining us this morning. Tell us why whaling is so important for not only New Bedford, but New England.
Sure. Well, it is. It's important today, and of course it was very important last century and 2 centuries ago. Whaling has been going on for literally, 10 centuries or so. We all know Jonah and the whale. As far as New Bedford is concerned, this was one of the most important industries in the 18th and 19th century here. You could imagine whale boats leaving from New Bedford, going to the Azores, going to Cape Verde, going around the Horn into the Pacific, coming all the way back here. It made New Bedford almost an Ellis Island. It also created an awful lot of wealth. It's a great story.
Yeah, that's great. You can learn a lot while you're here. Tell us quickly about the experience that you can get at this museum that's unlike any other.
Yeah, well, we think this is a great museum, of course. There's 15 galleries. We've got kids coming in all day long, and they look up at the whale skeletons. We have 4 of them. They go, wow. And so you don't expect this when you come here. The collection is incredibly deep, about 700,000 different items in the collection, and many of these on view, of course.
That's incredible.
The whale ship we have is the largest whale ship in the world. It's absolutely amazing. Kids walk on it, adults. Every adult becomes a kid when they walk on this. And the view of the harbor is just spectacular. You got to come to see it.
All right, excellent. There's so much to see here, and we're going to show you more, of course, throughout the show. James, thank you so much for joining us this morning. For now, we're going to send things back to you.